What's happening, Cowboy Nation? This is Gen X Cowboy coming to you from Family First Sports. And we live, baby. Let's go. Cowboys versus the Vikings. This seems like every game is a huge game. But this game, man, we really got to bring it today. If we got any shot, we going to have to bring it today. Straight up. Cameron, my guy. Man, I'm the first comment. I feel like crap in the hospital. All the community better show up for the stream today. Let's do or die for the Cowboys. For real, for real. I want to say, man, shout out to my man, Cameron. Man, I hope you feel better, family. Please get better, fam. Yes, sir. Take care of yourself, my brother. Thank you for coming on in, man. That's my mob, by the way, family. We're going to see what we're going to do tonight. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to get into it in a minute, man, but Brian Flores, dude ain't nothing to play with. I wanted Flores as our coach, our head coach, before we hired Schottenheimer. I thought he had he got a bad shot out there in Miami, He had a couple of teams that were very, very competitive, and because of the controversy with the owner, they got rid of Brian Flores real quick. But one thing I know about Brian Flores, whatever he coaches, they come to play. That's either defense or a whole team. Now, Miami, they had one bad season under Flores, but they had two really, really good ones. When I say really, really good ones, I ain't talking about 12-3 or 14-2. I'm talking about really competitive seasons where he got everything he could out of his players. So Brian Flores is a very, very good coach. And in this game, Schottenheimer is going to have to show that he really can take this offense to the next level, because now the competition ain't just the Giants. It ain't just those sorry, I ain't gonna say sorry to NFL teams, but teams that ain't really got that defense. Now against Philly, we played good. I ain't gonna lie, we played good against some great defenses. But sometimes, like Denver, in other words, let me bring that up. Denver got a top defense, right? When we play against those top defenses, we don't seem like the same team. So I want us to show today that we are who we are. Nobody can stop us but us. Now, what I'm looking for in this game, I'm also looking for how are we going to act in the first half. If we watch the Cowboys this season, we beat ourselves in the first half, and then we play catch up. So we exert so much energy in trying to get back to what we were in the beginning of the game, right? When it's 0-0. But what happens is we play ugly in the first half. Penalties are terrible. We play undisciplined football. Dak and CD sometimes they ain't on the same page, which I never understand that. But sometimes they don't be on the same page in the first half. So I really want to see a complete game. That's really what I want to see from my Cowboys today. A complete game where from the onset, we're playing the same like we played in second half of games. Now let's turn to Eberflus. Eberflus, everybody knows, especially Cowboy Nation, we want you out of Dallas. But you got a shot to stay if you can pull together these last 4 games and look like a dominant defense. Now, J.J. McCarthy is averaging 202 yards passing per game. Justin Jefferson is averaging 62.1 yards per game as far as yardage. They struggling. If they come in this game and you make them look like Joe Namath, Tom Brady, like you made Russell Wilson look, you got to go today. I'm talking about, don't even get back on the bus. But we ain't got no bus because we home, but you know what I'm saying? We cannot let J.J. McCarthy beat us in this game. So I suspect you, and I hope you, turn up the pressure. Blitz. Be creative in your blitzing too. He's in a sense, he's a rookie quarterback because he stayed hurt. He stayed hurt all season. So we're gonna see what's that about. Now the game comes on around 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock, 8:15, matter of fact. And I expect the Cowboys to win tonight. I'm calling it. Not only am I calling the win, I'm calling the defense going to get the ball about 3 times. They're going to create turnovers. Logan Wilson going to have an interception tonight. Call me Nostradamus. Gen X Nostradamus. Logan Wilson going to have an interception. We're going to force 3 turnovers tonight. I just feel it in my spirit. I do. Now, I want to go around the league. What happened in the league today? Well, let's start right now with who's playing now. Green Bay is up on the Denver Broncos 16-14. Sean Payton done won 10 games in a row, fellas. Sean Payton. Now, we all know who we wanted. We wanted Sean Payton when he first came out, but you know Jerry didn't want to do because Jerry don't want to take, he don't want nobody to take fully control over this team, so we didn't hire Sean Payton. Big mistake, but it's all good. Detroit is beating the Rams 24-17. That's a good game. Detroit stepping up. Yeah. They were struggling for a little bit, but they stepping up now. The Carolina Panthers. No big deal. They're beating New Orleans Saints 17-7. But the Carolina Panthers. Hey, that shows you what a good coach can do for you. I think Carolina's first in the division. Am I right? I know they're on the road to the playoffs. They definitely in the catbird seat as far as the playoff goes because what happened yesterday. All right, let's talk about Indianapolis and Seattle. 57-year-old Phillip Rivers threw a touchdown today. The Colts are beating the Seattle Seahawks 17-7. Phillip Rivers, man. If Phillip Rivers can continue to play, y'all don't think Cam can play? Y'all tell me in the chat. Y'all don't think Cam Newton can get out there? If Phillip Rivers, who's 44 years old, this man's 6 years from being 50, he's still throwing touchdowns? And you tell me Cam can't play? Come on now, somebody talk to me now. But Phillip Rivers got a touchdown, man, and he looked decent today. He really do. Now I know he taking them hits now. 44, that's different. Tomorrow ain't gonna be the same. All right, let's keep going. San Francisco beating the bricks off of Tennessee. I mean, come on. We know that was gonna happen. Let's go back what happened earlier today. Atlanta. Did Atlanta win? Oh, that's Atlanta. Atlanta played the other night. They played the other night. Baltimore beat the bricks off of Cincinnati. And I picked Cincinnati in my little football thing. I don't know why. Thought Joe Burrow was going to be doing a little something. He did absolutely nothing. The Houston Texans beat the bricks off to the Arizona Cardinals 40-20. That's a travesty. The Houston Texans got no one defense in the league. Defense win championships. Watch them boys now. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Boy, Jacksonville look good, fellas. It's about time. But them boys look good. Jacksonville beat the Jets 48-20. Now they're gonna get Aaron Glenn another year. Cause the guy, what's the brother in New England? They let him go the first year. And he was a diehard New England player too. They let him go and they hired Vrabel. So are they gonna give Aaron Glenn another year in New York? Because New York hard now. You can't lose you can't lose bad in New York. You can lose maybe a year or two, but you can't lose bad. And he been getting bad losses. But I like Aaron Glenn. Give Aaron Glenn another year. Give him a quarterback because, old boy ain't it. Give him a quarterback and see what he do. All right, the Kansas City Chiefs, man, dynasty is over. They're out the playoffs. They're done. Over. Finito. Y'all had a good run. But I'm glad y'all gone. Because I'm tired of seeing y'all ass on TV. I swear. Forgive me, Lord. But I don't want to see y'all on TV no more. This season. Tired of that. Buffalo. Man, that was a good game today. Buffalo beat the New England Patriots 35-31. Buffalo showed me something, man. Buffalo had 6 drives in the second half where they scored a touchdown on every drive in New England. That showed me something right there. That was a great game. That was a great game. So Buffalo showed up today. Washington beat the New York Giants 29-21. Whoop-de-doo. And filthy Eagles beat the Raiders 31-9. Whoop-de-doo. We all know that was gonna happen. That's not a big deal. Okay. I know they want to celebrate it. But that don't mean nothing to me. Tell you that right now. All right, let's get to them Cowboys. Enough of this Minnesota Vikings. These other teams. Let's get to the Cowboys and the stats, what we need to be worried about. Now, let's talk about overall passing efficiency. The Vikings is 30th in the league. The Cowboys is also 30th against the pass. So something got to give, fellas. Let me move this down here. Something got to give today. The Vikings are terrible passing, and the Cowboys are terrible defending the pass. Both of them 30. So somebody gonna have to give, right? Now let's talk about rushing efficiency. The Vikings are 17th in the league. The Cowboys defense is 30th in the league. So that's in their favor. Hopefully Quentin Williams can help us out with, in on that respect. And to be honest with you, besides last week, Quentin Williams have been a godsend as far as our against the run. Nobody has run all over us. He has helped clog that middle. Last week was an anomaly, hopefully. I didn't hear a lot from Quentin Williams last week. Whoever was blocking him pretty much shut him down. Whoever the offensive coordinator, whatever offense he called, and he double teamed Quentin Williams, it pretty much shut him down. I didn't hear a lot from him last week at all. Let's talk about the pressure rate. Here's where I think we can beat these guys. The pressure rate. The Vikings are ranked 24th in the league. The Cowboys is ranked 15th. So we got an edge on them there. So if we can get some type of pressure on J.J. McCarthy, we should be able to win this game, right? Now, I think Clowney is back for this game, if I'm not mistaken. Clowney is back. Again, we got Quentin Williams, Kenny Clark, and Osa. I need all three of y'all to show up big time, man. Big time. Now, one thing I'm concerned about, I don't know what it is about Aaron Jones, But against the Cowboys, this dude is a cowboy killer. When he was with Green Bay, this man used to tear us. I don't know what it is about playing us, but he's the light just to come on with Aaron Jones when he playing the Cowboys. And I'm hoping this don't happen this time. Again, he's only averaging 63 yards a game. So if the light comes on again, he got something against them Cowboys, for real, for real. Now, hopefully we can contain him with our 3 defensive tackle, that 3-head monster we got there. But I need Clowney to step up. I need the rookie Ezeruku to step up. I need our linebackers to step up. And Siobhan Rivera, I need you to take that next step, young man. We're looking for you, man. I think you're ready. I think you're ready to take that next step. Again, Trevon Diggs is out for this game. Can we have a conversation about Trevon Diggs? Anybody want to talk about Trevon Diggs? Because it seems as if it's a taboo conversation in Dallas. You know, nobody want to say what it really is. Because I think more likely more people don't know what it really is, to be honest with you. But it sure smells funny, don't it? It don't smell fishy? Is it just me? I mean, the dude will get a concussion at home. That makes him out. He's been out for almost 6 weeks now. But initially, the concussion took him out for 4 weeks. Nobody knows what happens. They know what happened, and they just ain't saying it. But as a whole, the public, we don't know what happened. And I'm concerned about that, because how is it that we don't know what happened? Just doing a concussion. Cameron, thank you, man. Thank you, bro. I'm here. My man say he here. My man in the hospital, joining the live. But that's commitment there, brother. I appreciate you, man. But back to Trevon Diggs. Nobody really wants to kind of touch this, right? I heard some content creators, they talk about it a little bit, but it's like in passing. Nobody has really took a deep dive into Trevon Diggs. Now, there's one brother, well, I ain't gonna say one, it's a few brothers online who really touched this subject, but I want to give a shout out to Vach Lombardi. Man, I went on Dallas. It was the break, the little show him, not a little show, big show. Him and Brian Broaddus has on DallasCowboys.com. The break. Man, watch somebody don't bite his tongue, man. That brother got all my respect in the world. You hear me? All my respect in the world. That man went on and basically said what we all want to say about Trevon Diggs. Right? Everybody's scared to touch it. You got certain content creators, they don't even want you to talk about him because they friends with his family, or they that's one of their favorite players, so they don't want you to even broach the subject. They talk about it in passing. They don't want to spend no time on it too tough. That's certain ones. Now I ain't talking about all the ones, but there are guys in here. There are content creators who really talk about it, who really go in and say, hey man, what's going on? And I'm gonna tell you, man, I've been saying from day one that he quit on the team. I really have, because it seems like when Parsons left, he left, right? He checked out mentally. And to me, that's cowardly. And I ain't calling him a coward. I'm saying the act was cowardly. Then this mysterious concussion at home. Let me ask you something. Give me some reasons how you can have a concussion at home. But you fall down the stairs, you fall in the tub. And if that's it, if that's the case, go ahead and just say that. Why are we hiding that? What's embarrassing about that? My man Cameron got something to say about that. Talk to me, man. What you got to say about that, brother? I feel like crap, but Diggs, bro, he might be having a personal issue. It might not be football related. Man, listen, man, I want to get a brother a benefit of the doubt. I do. But it seems like a coincidence that he started having this type of thing, man, when we got rid of Parsons. Right? When Parsons was here, I ain't heard none of that. It wasn't nothing he was going through. Now it could be some type of, thing here, but from, just hearing behind the scene, I can't confirm any of this, but just hearing stuff, man, all of it's gonna come out after we get rid of him. All of it's gonna come out when the season is over. But from what I'm hearing, it ain't good. He may not be being a coward, though. He might be having self-deletion issues. Self-deletion issues. That's something I gotta, it could be. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I guess everybody kind of scared to broach the subject. To me, in my opinion, man, until I hear anything different, I can only go by what I hear and what I see and what I feel. And I just feel, man, that the dude, he let the team down. He's not out here in practice. He's not trying. There's so many reports, behind the scene reports, and a little bit inching out at a time about how in practice he's not going all in. He's not doing the things he needs to do. And I know a lot of us hate the Cowboys, especially some Cowboy fans. They hate the Cowboys. So they want to blame the Cowboys on him quitting. Right? They want to say, they want to blame Jerry. And I know a lot of people hate Jerry. They hate Jerry. I ain't a fan of Jerry either. But I'm damn sure not going to sign. If somebody ain't doing the thing he's supposed to be doing, how can we blame Jerry on that? Why we blaming Jerry on that, bro? I'm not caping for Jerry Jones. Y'all know, if you've seen any of my content, I'm not a big time Jerry fan. You know that. I hold Jerry accountable. I go in on Jerry. Jerry tired of me being on his ass. Pause. I don't play around with Jerry. So I'm not caping for Jerry. I just know at a time, Voss Lombardi said it perfectly on the Cowboys break. We need you, bro. We're trying to make the playoffs. And you around here having concussions in the house? Our cornerbacks are like getting the hell beat out of them. We starting Siobhan Rivell, a rookie, and he, earning his dues and all that stuff. But this man is a rookie. We need our top corner there. And I heard somebody say something. And Deron Bland, you ain't getting away from this because I got something to say about him too. But I heard somebody say something. Did Michael Parsons, did he make our cornerbacks look and get paid like they got paid handsomely? We got one person making over $100 million. Well, at $100 million, which is Diggs. And then we got Deron Bland making $92 million. Both of them, since Parsons been gone, have been average at best. Deron Bland has had a couple of games where he looked really decent. Really, I ain't gonna say he was excellent. He looked great. I say great. But in a lot of other games, he looked horrible. Arizona. May I remind you of Arizona, what Marvin Harrison Jr. did to Deron Bland. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing to watch. So I heard that Michael Parsons made them and got them paid because there was so much pressure on the quarterback. He had to get rid of the ball, and no boys can then jump. And Michael Parsons will make any cornerback look great. That's no big, That's no big thing. But still, them boys got paid. We got two of the highest paid cornerbacks in the league. If you do top 10 highest paid cornerbacks, we got two of them. One of them ain't playing. One of them bust his ass at home or did something at home that he got a concussion. Never heard of in my life. Never heard of anything like that in my life. And the other one, Deron Bland, he's playing. He's up and down. Let me say that. He's up and down. So the key to make them better, we got to get more pass rush. So today, I want Deron Bland to act, to not get lost. You can't let JJ McCarthy beat you, man. So we need to get some pass rush. So Eberflus, that's going to be on you, man. That's on you to generate some type of rush, whether that be via blitz, creative, whatever calling you do. Get some pressure on JJ McCarthy and make him throw that ball quick. And that's when Deron Bland will thrive, because he is a ball hawk. But if you give him time, I think Deron Bland will struggle. But let's get back to the Cowboys all the way to the whole team here. I want to talk about Schottenheimer. Schottenheimer against Flores. Now, Schottenheimer is one of the best offensive coordinators in the league. Dak Prescott is leading the league in passing. The league. Our offense is number 6 in the league. So Schottenheimer has a feel. Him and Dak Prescott together are really, really good. But when against top defenses, sometimes we don't look as good as we're supposed to. And I'm hoping that we fix that in this game. My man Cameron, the creator of Dragon Ball Z, died at home from bumping his head. True story. Oh. Damn, I didn't know that, bro. For real, for real? Man, I didn't know that. I mean, bro, I'm gonna say this, man. Keep it 100, man. Just keep it a buck. If Trevon Diggs hurt himself at home, why they just can't say what it is? Well, see, because everybody's speculating. If you sit back and you don't tell nobody anything, you gotta. This comes with something now. It's attached to Michael Parsons. They had a podcast together. They was buddies together. You remember last year they went in on Dak together, right? They said Dak wasn't a top 10 quarterback. And whether that was true or not, you don't say that as the teammate of said quarterback. Come on now. Him and Parsons, that shit irked me the wrong way. Cause then I'm gonna tell you this. I love Dak Prescott, but I'm not he don't do no wrong. I ain't gonna say that. I'm not one of those cats who cape for him all the time. But I'd be damned if you're going to sit back and have a podcast and talk about your quarterback and he ain't even much in the top 10. Come on, man. Is he in the top 10 now? How about now, Michael Parsons? Where your podcast at? Trevon Diggs, what you say about Dak now? Is Dak top 10 now? Or is he top 3? Shit, he might be number 1. Talk to me now. Can't be saying stuff like that. And see, all of this comes with him and Parsons. They buddy, they're attached to the hip. And I remember when Parsons was trying to get his contract and they was in training camp and they were side by side. They were talking to the press. I'm sitting here like, man, Diggs, sit this one out, bro. Sit this one out. You don't need to sit back and get on Parsons' side right now. This between them and the Cowboys. You chill out. But because you attach yourself to the hip with this dude, it is what it is. Now, I'm not saying that the Cowboys had no wrong in all this. I know they got their part too. Of course they do. Right? But straight up say I'm the best quarterback ever and get paid good, and I mentally don't feel good in a few days before the Super Bowl. I'm saying I'm not okay in my head, and I have a tail on the injury. Actually, okay, talk to me, Bubba. Talk to me, man. But but Cameron, you gotta tell me though, man. Tell me this, man. How you feel about that though, man? Let me put your comment right back up there. I want to read that comment again. But straight up say I'm best quarterback ever and get paid good, and I mentally don't feel good a few days before the Super Bowl. I'm saying I'm not okay in my head. Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely. But I'm gonna ask you a question. A take, okay. I appreciate your family. I have a take on the injury, actually. Talk to me. Tell me what the take is, fam. I want to hear. You know you my guy. Definitely want to hear from you. But I'm just saying, man, you know, it's certain things you got to keep to yourself, man. You can't just be coming on and throwing your teammate under the bus, man. I don't know if you play football, Cam, or anybody out there who played the game. What we're not gonna do is anybody on my team, I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna throw them under the bus. Whether you play like crap or not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that because that's gonna kill the locker room. That's gonna divide the locker room. And so that's what you can't do. And that's what he has done. Parsons, I'm speaking of. Him and Diggs. Because when Diggs agreed with that, you know, ever since then, I was like, man, this cat, man, here, you know, it is what it is, but you can't do that, man, to your own quarterback. I think that's just foul, in my opinion. All right, man, let's talk about some of these scores up here. Green Bay. Man, Denver got a good-ass team, man. They really do, man. Let's see what the score is now. Oh, Green Bay 23, Denver 21. Okay. It's a good game, man. It's a good game. I'm hoping Green Bay lose. Hey, Cameron, I'm hoping y'all lose every game for the rest of the year. You a Packer fan. I know you're a Packer fan. Let's go. But yeah, man. The game come on in another, what? You got a couple of hours for the game come on, so it's all good. But that's what I'm looking for, man. I'm looking for the Cowboys, and I think we're going to get this win. I think we're going to win 34-20. I'll say 23. 34-23. I'm looking for the Cowboys to create some turnovers. I'm looking for Dak Prescott to not go over 300 yards. I don't think Flores is going to let him go over 300 yards. I think the key to the game today is Javonte Williams running over 100 yards and Dak just doing a play-action pass, a good 250, a good 225, 3 touchdowns, and no turnovers. A complete game. That's what I want to see from the Cowboys. Because whether we even in the winning streak we had, I want a complete game. I'm talking about from start to finish. Limit the penalties. Limit the undisciplined football. Sometimes it reminds me of Mike McCarthy, how we play. And I don't want to do that again. So let's keep it moving, man. Cowboys up 34-23. And that's my take. Now, if we win this game, guys, we got Washington next. We got, I think have we already played the Chargers? I think we played the Chargers last week, didn't we? My man Cameron, hold up. Hold up, man. Let me get you on my other screen. I want to get the first comment first. If this injury is, say, a 1 and 3 weeks long for real and you going for 7 weeks, he may have had underlying mental health issues. So, you going 7 weeks on a 3-week injury? I got you. We talking about Diggs. I was talking crazy, burning bridges, and inside it was me pushing people away. And I tried to not live anymore and got a chapter 51. Diggs may have been an ass on purpose. So are you telling me that's what Diggs are doing, bro? That what you saying? Talk to me, Cameron. Are you telling me that's what Diggs did? Now, if this is the case now, I do believe they was rushing him back quicker than normal. But I do. Let me go back to this thing again. If this injury is, say, 1 and 3 weeks long for real, and you going for 7 weeks, he may have had underlying mental health issues. Okay, so you going 7 weeks on a 3-week injury? That's true. He may have had some underlying mental health issues. But I don't know, man. It's like we've never heard anything like that since he's been with the Cowboys. Any kind of underlying mental health issues. Again, I also think it's part of the problem was that we let his boy go, man. And that might have been his, that might have been his, the thing that keep his mind together. Him having his boy there. I don't know. But this is a grown man sport, man. You can't depend on your partner being there. You got to stand up on your own too. 10 toes. And I get what you're saying now. If there's mental health issues going on, okay, I can take some stuff back, man. But what I'm hearing is, the mental health part of it. Okay. My man Cameron got some other stuff here. Chapter 51 is when you're deemed a danger to himself, and then police and health probation happen. So you're going too long for the injury. You aren't publicly allowed. Hold on one second. Let me get the rest of your comment here. Okay, you're not publicly allowed to say anything legally. So are you telling me that's what you're hearing? This is just what you're thinking of? Because this is what it is. I can see that. You got something different coming out of Dallas. But if that's what it is, praying for that brother, man. If that's what it is, I reverse everything I said. If that's what it is, I don't know. I know everybody's quiet about it. Everybody's quiet. Nobody was kind of touching on. And it's the first I'm hearing about this, Cameron. For real. This is the first. Now, let me ask you the question. Is this your opinion? Or are you hearing something like this? I want to know. Hold up. Then y'all have a player who offensive at age 24. What messing people up around you? I'm just saying, don't throw too much shade, bro. That's I'm gonna say this, man. That's a mental health thing that he had, and I ain't heard about no mental health from Trevon Diggs. So when you say don't throw too much shade, all I'm doing is watching, listening, and that's it. I don't know nothing about these players. I don't know if you know anything about these players, but all I can do to go by is what I see and what I hear. So me throwing shade, I ain't throwing no shade. I'm just telling you how I feel. I have a right to my opinion just like everybody else. Now, if there's something going on with this cat, it is what it is, and I understand. But I don't know that. I don't know if nothing going on with this cat, right? I know as an obligation to being a player in the NFL, you have to you got to do certain things. You got to do your contract. You got to do this, you got to do that, right? All I'm going by is what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing. And me being, I'm not in with Dallas Cowboys and all that stuff. I don't know nobody who is with the Cowboys, nothing like that. I'm just going by what I see and what I hear from all the content creators, from all the people who are in with Cowboys. I listen to 105.3 The Fan. I listen to Voss Lombardi. I've listened to all different types of different Brian Broaddus, and everything that they're saying is kind of leaning toward to whereas no, it's not I don't know if it's a mental health thing. I think that's something that may be your opinion of that, but I don't know if this is that. And yes, we did have a player who took himself out, unfortunately. Marshawn Nealon. But I'm not going to be insensitive to that. You know, that's something that young man did, and he was going through some demons. He was fighting demons, you know. And from what I understand, I don't want to go too far into that. I don't even want to get into that, to be honest with you. I'm going to leave that alone. But I pray for that brother, his family, and I hope that that's not the case with Trevon Diggs. But I'm not going to sit here and not say anything, right? Because I don't know what's happening. So I'm going to leave it at that, and we're going to keep it moving. My man said, I respect what you were saying on Diggs, and I always respect your opinion. I appreciate your family. You know that. Let me get back to your first comment there. I didn't hear anything on Diggs, and that's what makes me think that way, because the injury stuff is usually public info. Why isn't Diggs stuff public? Probably because they are forced to say nothing. That's what concerns me, cuz. That's what I'm talking about. What is it that nobody is talking about this? When you see Diggs, when we saw him, you know, I'm a Cowboy fan, so I watch all different Cowboy media, right? I watch the interviews in the locker room, and that brother don't look like he going through something. He said he ready, and then but the team said something different. The coach said something different. I think this last comment was Schottenheimer comment, but he needs to show us, better working out skills or something. He said similar, something like that. I don't know what exactly word. I'm paraphrasing right now. I have to pull up the comment, but he basically kind of threw it like Diggs ain't preparing like he's supposed to be preparing. So that's why, man, I don't think that it's anything mental health wise, right? I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Let's go. Cameron says, so change the subject. Dak might be the best Cowboy QB in history, fan. Oh, wait a minute. Slow down, sir. Slow down, sir. You slow down now. You a Green Bay Packer fan. Remember that now. Don't get caught up. Now, I'm 50 years in this thing. I'm going to give you my opinion. 50 years, the number one quarterback in Dallas Cowboys history is Roger Staubach. Then, Troy Aikman. Then, Don Meredith. Dak Prescott in the top 5. He ain't top 4 in me. You know who I'm gonna put in front of him? Y'all ain't gonna believe this one. Danny White. You ever heard of Danny White, sir? If you never heard of Danny White, let me tell you who Danny White is. Danny White took the Cowboys to not 1, not 2, but 3 NFC championships. He was a killer, but we just couldn't get him over the top. 3 NFC championships. If I ain't mistaken, it might be 4, but I know it's 3. 3 NFC championships, man. He had Tony Dorsett running the ball. He had Tony Hill on one side and Drew Pearson on the other. He had Billy Joe Dupree as a tight end, and he had a monster offensive line. Danny White was the real deal, man. He was accurate. He just couldn't get us over the top. Now, Danny White, fun fact, was not only the quarterback, he was also the punter. Danny White was the punter and the quarterback that took us to 3 NFC championships. Well, you know, I had to. I'm telling you, I know, I've been there. I've been there, my man. I've been watching these boys. I mean, I'm saying, man, I ain't missing no games, bro. No games in almost 50 years. So I know the ins and outs. Now, you're going to have these guys these content creators going to tell you Dak Prescott the best thing since sliced bread. And he's a top 5 Dallas Cowboy quarterback. Now, I know he got the most yards and touchdowns and all that stuff. That's fantastic. But I don't judge quarterbacks by that. I judge quarterbacks by championships, what you do in big moments, and consistency. That's how I judge quarterbacks, man. It's not about the yards, it's not about the touchdowns, and all that is great. That's fantastic. But it's not just about that. Okay. Cameron said, I know Danny White. I love watching NFL Throwback on YouTube. Great video. It was 5 hours long. A complete history of every football team. Okay, I see you a football savant. You real talk, bro. Old school. Now, I know you in your 30s, right, Cameron? I think you told me you was in your 30s, but you old school, man. You got an old soul. Real talk. All right, man. It's 10 minutes to 7. Been on this thing for a minute. But Cameron, man, I thank you for coming on. I ain't going nowhere just yet, man. I just want to thank you again for coming on, man. You in the hospital, still here on YouTube doing the live thing. Hope you feel better, brother. Think it's time. I was going to get me old drink. I was going to have me old drink around about 7 o'clock. I don't want to tap in too early. I'm thinking about, man, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to, I may stay live till about 7:30. Then I'm going to go watch the game and I'm going to come back on. I may come back on after the game or I may do it at halftime. I ain't sure. See how I feel, man. Wife cook a big meal, man. Wife cook fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, butter, beans, rice, and a chocolate cake in there. Man, I ate a little bit of it, and I told my wife, I said, I can't eat all that stuff and come on live. I have a fit. My man said, I'm 33, get a drink and enjoy the game. You family, you know I am. You know I am. Teflon Breed turned me on to this damn Blackberry Crown, man. I'm a fan of that Blackberry Crown. I am. Yeah, I'm gonna have me a little something in a minute. Look like Seattle coming back. The Colts are up 13-12. The Rams, goddamn, the Rams. The Rams done came and took the lead, 34-24. Oh, and they just almost pick golf off. Rams came out of nowhere. The Rams, man, it was just 24. What was it? 24-14? It's 34-24. The Rams up now by 10. I just said the damn Detroit was winning. Wow. Green Bay still up 23-21. Let me refresh this thing, make sure I'm telling the right score. I won't tell no lies. Yup. San Francisco still beating the bricks off of Tennessee. And Carolina beating the Saints 17-10. They're getting close. That's a little rivalry. That's a rivalry right there. Cameron said that blackberry crown. You know that Bernie Mac said, no darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. You better believe it, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man, that crown, man, I think tastes real nice, man. Now I'm gonna tell you, I'm a cognac man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I try to drink the best. I like that Remy. I like that Grandma, yeah, that's my favorite drink all day long. And this thing here has kind of like is half the price, and it tastes good. So I'm loving the Crown now. You know, I backed off that Crown for a minute. I was on that Peach Crown for a little bit. Bronco touchdown, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. But family, now hold up, man. Hold up. Now, I'm going to tell you now. Let me ask you a question, Cameron. Y'all going to the playoffs, man? I know y'all going to the playoffs, but y'all think y'all going to do something in the playoffs? Real talk. But you could be honest. You could be honest. And let me ask you another question, Cameron. I haven't heard anything about podcasting with Michael Parsons. Does he have a podcast still? And is it active, or did he shut it down for the season? Because I haven't heard anything about a podcast. Like when he was with the Cowboys, that's all people been talking about was the podcast. He was having other players from other teams on the podcast. Is he still doing the podcast? Cameron said, hell no. Ain't that some shit? So when he with the Cowboys, this joker podcasting every other week. He got Philadelphia Eagle cornerbacks on the show, and he just played in the week before. That was the problem that we had with him. You were more focused on the podcast than you were playing football. And you telling me now that you in Green Bay, you ain't doing the podcast no more? Man, don't tell me that shit, Cameron. Because I'm going to get mad now. Because that's all I wanted the man to do from the jump. That's all I wanted him to do. Focus on the game. You can do the podcast after the season over. Don't do it in the middle of the season. You can't do a podcast. You got Max Crosby jersey on the back wall. You got my man from the Miami Dolphins. What's his name? The fast dude. You got his jersey on the wall. You ain't got no Cowboy players on the wall. But you're doing a podcast in the middle of the season. You got Darius Slay as a guest on the podcast. Y'all laughing, chucking it up. And he the enemy. Man, I know in this world it's different. I get it. But I don't sit well with somebody old school like me. I'm sorry. And all these Cowboy fans, I don't see no problem with it. It was bullshit. But now, if you don't see no problem with it, why he ain't got it now? Why he in Green Bay? Focus on football, not the podcast. Playing lights out, mind you. Doing better. Doing well. Oh, you meant to play? Hold up. Wait a minute, man. Cameron said, no, I meant us in the playoffs. We ain't doing shit. Tell me about the podcast. Does this man still have the podcast? I haven't heard anything about the podcast. That's what I want to know. Because I haven't heard anything. Normally, I would see him on YouTube, but I don't know if because he's not in the Cowboy stratosphere, I don't see that no more. But is the podcast still going? Does he still have players on from different teams in the middle of the season? Because I don't know. I haven't heard anything anyway. My homeboy just called, just texted me. Told him I'm on live. Call you in a minute. Yes, sir. All right, what we talking about? Where we at? My man Cameron, what we got, baby? If I was an NFL player with a podcast, I'm not inviting anyone from my team because I see them all the damn time. I haven't heard about any podcast at all. Me either. But if I got a podcast, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I ain't doing a podcast during the season. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That to me, him being, this is my problem with the podcast thing. Because before the podcast, it said he was the president of some what's the name of the damn thing? Bleacher Report. He was the president over something in Bleacher Report, and I'm sitting here like, huh? He's our linebacker for the Cowboys. What you talking about, Bleacher? I get these guys got to do other things besides football. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that during the season, your focus should be on getting better and working on your skill set. And the more time you spend away from that, I think it hurts you as a football player. Off season, do your thing. Do whatever, you know what I'm saying? But in the middle of the season, I think that was a little bit much, you know what I'm saying? And Mike can handle it. He was handling it. Be honest with you, he was doing it. But then, he would have these lapses. And the locker room was affected. Malik Hooker came out. He was the first to say something. And a lot of content creators beat him up for it. It was like, oh, Malik Hooker this, and he caught hell for it. Man was speaking out. Then DeMarcus Lawrence said something. So then, there was a fracture. There was a fracture somewhere in that locker room because of that. And then the Trevon Diggs and him getting online with talking about Dak. That shit that really pissed me off, man. And I'm not the biggest Dak hero. I like Dak as a fan. I really like Dak Prescott, right? But I'm not like this guy who cakes for him all the time. I don't think in other words, he got these guys think Dak don't do no wrong. I'm not one of them kind of cats. But when they did that to Dak, man, I was like, that's it for me. That's it for me. I'm done with him and the podcast, and I wanted his ass traded. Matter of fact, I did a video at the beginning of the season of trading Dak, Michael Parsons for 2 first-round picks. I did this before the season. And I'll go pull up that video right now. Matter of fact, it's on my page right now. Right? Cameron, yeah, the Edge, he came out publicly and said he won't do any podcast during the season. Man, see that? That's some bullshit right there. That's some bull crap right there, bro. The man wouldn't do that with Dallas. You know why? Because Dallas, he just like Jerry Jones. See, when you in Dallas, man, you're only thinking about self in Dallas. Because the media is so big, and it's almost like it's you get so caught up in all of that crap. Now he having shows in the middle of the season that rub everybody the wrong way. Now where them Cowboy content creators who said it wasn't a problem? Where y'all at now? Because if it wasn't a problem, why does dude stop doing it? Why he ain't doing it in Green Bay? Why he ain't pulling that shit in Green Bay? You can't pull that crap in certain areas. He can pull it with Jerry Jones because Jerry Jones is an attention whore. But he couldn't do it in Green Bay. And why did he stop doing it? If it wasn't a problem, why does he stop doing it, fellas? When y'all told me I was wrong and I'm old school. You old school, cat. You ain't in the day's time. Why he stop? Let me bring the comment back up. The Edge, that's the name of his podcast. He came out publicly and said he won't do any podcast during the season. Why? If it wasn't a problem, tell me why. You got doggone, boy, I tell you, boy, you can't tell certain Cowboy fans nothing. If it wasn't a problem, why did he stop doing it? Was Malik Hooker right? Was DeMarcus Lawrence right? Was I right? Why couldn't he stop? Because if he would have stopped, that's all I wanted him to do. That's all I wanted him to do, and focus on your skill set, getting better and better and better. You Hall of Fame material, my guy. If you just focus on getting better every day. When you're trying to catch all these rabbits, you wind up not catching none. I'm telling you, I know. This ain't something I heard about. This is something I did all my life. Try to do this, try to do that, and wind up not catching none of it. I had to get laser focused on one thing and get good at that one thing. And with his talent, he was doing all of this. He was doing the podcast. He's doing this, he's doing that, and still was one of the best defensive players in the league. So imagine if he just focused on just being Michael Parsons, the football player, just in the regular season and the playoffs. What could you do? I'm glad he's doing it. I'm glad he came to that conclusion. I am so glad, bro. I'm happy for this young man. You know, we all do things, change. We change. You know, we see life and we change. He locked in, fam. Maybe he wants to chase stat. He wants to chase. Maybe. I would rather him chase stats. If you chase stats, that means you're doing something to better the team. You wanna get sacks. Now you got to get better against the run, right? You got to. That's one of the things you need to work on, getting better against the run. Maybe he grew up and said playtime is over. Now you know. You get a nice car and joyride like an idiot, and then you go on crap. Maybe I need to lock in and take care of the car. Bang, bingo. That's what he did. He maturing. That's what all I wanted him to do. I don't know if he could have did it around Jerry, because Jerry pushed you to be in the media. He pushes you. Right? Even if you kind of like, you ain't even much in it like that. He pushes you to be in the media like that. He welcomes your podcast. He welcomes you to be out there and not focus merely on football. He wants you to have shows. And maybe that was the problem. He wasn't a good fit with Jerry. I'ma see. I believe if he continues to do what he's doing right now, he'll be in the Hall of Fame. He'll be in the Hall of Fame. And I know a lot of Cowboy fans probably gonna say, well, he probably would have been in the Hall of Fame if he'd have stayed with the Cowboys. Maybe. But I guarantee you, man, if he focus on playing his game, getting better against the run, becoming the complete football player we know Michael Parsons can be, this ain't gonna do nothing but help him. Y'all got to agree with me on that, ain't it? I think this is gonna help this dude become the best version of himself. Do your podcast after the season, fam. Do your thing. I may be old school. I've always been like, I'm one of those guys who, when we played somebody, man, it wasn't this friendly competition thing. I know after the game, we used to, as in a little league, we used to get in the line and then we used to slap hands with the other team. You know, good game, cover sportsmanship. Yeah, I did that. But I also was more so, you know, I ain't want to be your friend. You was my enemy, man. You tried to hurt me. I ain't want to be your buddy. Jerry likes fun time. He damn sure do. Oh, he loves it. He loves attention. Anything that brings more attention to the football team, whether that be you going on a podcast, you in some type of show, anything, Jerry loves it. And that's why it was a bad fit. Because Parson loves it too. But he growed up. He's growing up. He's seeing now he can have anything and everything he wants. But it's times for that. There's a time for that. Let's focus on the playbook. Let's focus on making your teammates better. And y'all gonna really get the best results from that. I'm telling you. This is a great, I didn't know this. I didn't know this dude put the edge on blocks, you know what I'm saying, for the season. That's awesome. That's awesome news for y'all Green Bay Packer fans. Telling y'all right now. Y'all gonna love this. Now, I'm watching the game. The score is 27-26, Denver. I haven't heard a lot from Parsons. I haven't seen him getting any sacks. Ooh, good catch. Good catch. That's first down, too. There's 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That's a first down catch. That's first down. Man. Oh, Lord. When he said glory holes in the interview, you knew what it was. It's Jerry playing. Man, I don't know what Jerry got going on, man. That's some Diddy shit right there. Let me tell you something, bro. Any grown man talking about glory holes, I don't touch that with a 10-foot pole. I don't know if he done been in one of them Diddy parties. I don't know. Jerry need to go ahead on with all that. I don't like that glory hole talk. Yes, sir. Rams 34-27. Rams got the ball and they're driving. So Rams actually going to score again. It's been a good week, man. Some competitive games. Oh, that was some good defense right there. That's some good defense right there, fam. I don't know if you saw that play. He threw it a little too long. So it's 4th and 3. What they gonna do? I go for it. That's McKinney out of Georgia. Let me tell you something, fam. If you want some great NFL players, go get you somebody out of Georgia. Georgia Bulldogs, we put out excellent NFL players, bro. Go look at the Philadelphia Eagles. Just look around the league. Georgia Bulldog is a farm for great NFL players. And we got a few of them coming out this year. CJ Allen, that's who my number one, who I want. Either one of them, either him or somebody, one of them linebackers from Ohio State. It can be Arvell Reese. I know we ain't gonna get him. I think he's like the number one pick. He top 3, top 5 pick. But I take the other linebacker. 4th and 3. What you got? Ooh, got him. Damn. Boy, that man just dropped a dime. He just dropped a dime. Bo Nix? Oh my God, that was a beautiful pass. That was a beautiful pass, man. Right on the outside shoulder, man, that was a beautiful pass. That was 4th and 3. I know you saw that, Cameron. If I'm a female, I'm never drinking out of Jerry Jones. That's all I'm saying. Hey, man. You're talking about kinky Jerry now. I don't know, man. Jerry old, man. Just say old. I'm gonna tell you something about older people, man. I work in Medicare and I love my family. I got some Medicare family, man. Man, let me tell you something about older people, especially our seniors. I love seniors, man. I work in the Medicare field, and some of my clients, man, they're some of the best people I ever met in my life. Man, the advice that they give you, man, I love my seniors, bro, especially my family. They love me, I love them. They ain't really my clients, they really my family. But they say what they feel, man, and I love that. They don't sugarcoat. They don't say, I'm telling you, man, they don't sugarcoat at all. I remember when I was like a little overweight, not a little, I was a lot overweight. They'll tell me, Craig, you're getting fat, you're fat. I'd be like, okay, Miss Rogers, thank you for telling me, yeah, you got to lose that weight, son. You got to get down. You did it. That weight to take, and it was right. I lost 75 pounds. They say exactly how they feel, and I love that, man. And then they shopping. I done met some seniors, bro, shopping in 40, 30-year-olds. Way shopper. I'm talking about way shopper. So a senior, some seniors, they're not like Jerry. Jerry kind of like, and Jerry sharp in a sense, but he kind of tailing off a little bit. Jerry damn near 80, man. So Cameron says, if you want some good college football players, you might as well forget Wisconsin. Well, I haven't seen any kind of players from Wisconsin. You talking about the Wisconsin Badgers? Yeah, man, I haven't seen a lot of players. I'm all a SEC guy, man. Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi State, even Texas. Now Texas in the SEC. So I'm all for the SEC, man. I know some other great conferences as well. Notre Dame got some good players. I love that dude, Love, man. God damn, I love the running back, Love. Cameron, I love medical workers. I am 70% sure I'm going to give my nurse my number. Hey, man, I could tell you some stories, brother. I could tell you some stories. Yeah, man. So I'm 70% sure. I hear you, man. Do your thing, bro. Hey, man, shoot your shot. Hey, she can't say it, but she can't tell you, but no. I'm going to tell you that right now. And Them nurses. Both necks scrambling. Let's go. Ooh, bro, no, that's a terrible, terrible throw. This man made it the worst. Let me tell you something. The worst decision you can make as a quarterback is throwing against your body in the middle of the defense. That's an interception damn near 80% of the time. He got away with that one. He got away with that one. Almost was an interception too. He got away with that one. But man, Cameron, shoot your shot, my guy. Shoot your shot. Let me put your comment back up, brother. My man said he's 70% sure. No, bro, you got to be 100. Shoot your shot, brother. Let me send my homeboy. All right, Cameron, what we got, Bubba? Cameron, I said on the game, I'm like 7 seconds ahead of you. Okay. I don't know what it is about my stuff, man. I'm always behind, but that's all good. Fourth and 3. Oh, that's a flag. What we got? Fourth and 3. Is that pass interference? Offsides. Woo. First down. First down. Broncos score. Man, let me tell you something, man. If the Broncos win, that's 11 games in a row for Sean Payton. Was he a good hire? Y'all remember when Sean Payton came out? He wanted to be a Cowboy coach. He wanted to be the Cowboy coach when Bill Parcells left. But that maniac, he wouldn't let it happen. He didn't want to lose control. He know if Sean Payton came here, he would not be in control. Sean Payton run the Denver Broncos, and he's on the verge now for winning 11 games in a row. They're the number 1 seed in the AFC. The number 1 seed, ladies and gentlemen. We could have had that man. Y'all want to play the what if game? What if we'd have got Sean Payton as our head coach? I'm talking about back then. Y'all remember now, Sean Payton coached in Dallas. And it's odd to me because if you think about the Cowboys and the Cowboys coaches and coordinators, other than Mike McCarthy, he always hires somebody he's familiar with. That's what Jerry does. He don't want to go outside of himself and get a coach that is new and upcoming and like the coach in Chicago. He don't want to do that. He want to get somebody he has some type of relationship with, right? That's why Matt Eberflus was in Dallas. That's why Dave Campo was our head coach. That's why Jason Garrett was our head coach. It was always somebody he was familiar with. Sean Payton was in Dallas. He was an offensive coordinator under Parcells. So it was funny to me that he didn't go get him. I know one time he actually tried. I think he tried. They said that it was like he had to buy him out his contract in New Orleans. But somehow he got away from New Orleans. Why wasn't we the one getting him? Where would we have been with Sean Payton as our head coach? That's a 1F game. I just want to play the 1F game for a little bit. That's it. We ain't got to play it long. Let me get back to my man Cameron. Sometimes it's good to be behind. If there's bullshit here, you get plenty of warning to get out there. I kind of, be honest with you, bro, I like it. I remember I was watching the game with Teflon and Star Guardian X, and they were behind. They were, I was behind with them, and they would say things, and I kind of like, it releases my anxiety. When you watching these damn Cowboys, man, sometimes you get anxiety, man. They make your heart skip a beat sometimes, My man said Jerry hired people who he met at his Hey, man, this dude, man. Hey, man, Carol, you ain't gonna crack on my boys, bro. Hey, man, but you ain't lying, though. That man, it's like he got to be comfortable with him, man, before he hire him. He can't go get a Ben Johnson, right? He can't go get a Flores, right? He can't go get somebody who up and coming. Look at the Texas head coach. He can't go get nobody outside of the cow. He got to go get somebody who he knows. They've been in the organization in some capacity. Some coach he knows them, and that he coached that has been with the Cowboys. He can't get outside of that, bro. And that blows me sometimes, man. It really does. Because I think we're missing out on some really, really good coaches. Okay, Seattle has taken the lead on the coach since 1860 now. Seattle's a good team. Good defense. Oh, interception. Ain't nobody touch him. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. Ain't nobody touch him. Bruh, watch this replay. Is that a touchdown? Man, them Denver Broncos for real, man. Let me see. If anybody touched this man, let me see. Oh yeah, he touched him. He down. But that's still an interception. That's a big interception there, Cameron. But yeah, man, that's a big interception, Cameron. Big interception right there. And we're talking about the Denver Broncos and the Green Bay Packers. The score is 34-26 in the fourth quarter. Denver up 34-26. They just intercept the ball with 6 minutes and 31 seconds left. I want Green Bay to lose every game they possibly can because I want a better draft pick. I want our pick to be at least 25. Right now, our pick looking like it's going to be 28 to 29th pick, or 27th pick. That's what it's looking like right now because Green Bay is winning. But if they lose, I want them to lose every game. I want them to come back down to 25 because I'm going to tell you, my dream, and the linebacker I was talking about earlier was Sonny Styles. If we can get Sonny Styles or CJ Allen with the first pick, and the second pick we get a pass rusher, I'm totally okay with the draft. But CJ Allen or Sonny Styles need to have a star on their helmet. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a video this week. Sonny Styles versus CJ Allen. Who do you want? My man Cameron, he hired Mike McCarthy because his connect to Jerry is that Mike McCarthy and Arad whooped his ass. So Jones said, I'm getting that guy who keeps beating me. Yeah. McCarthy to tell Jerry Jones up. He did. Now, mind you, now with McCarthy, we went 12-4 3 years in a row. 3 years in a row, we went 12-4 with McCarthy. So McCarthy wasn't a bad hire, right? Only thing about McCarthy, we would crash in the playoffs. I mean, crash. And I didn't understand that. One of those years, I'm gonna tell you, man, that year, what really hurt my feelings was the year we went 12-4. We were 8-0 at home. We played Green Bay in the first round at home. I had the majority of my family here. Brother, I put my TV back on my patio, went with fire pit. It was beautiful. First time I did it. I got a fire pit in the backyard. It was beautiful, man. We had the TV outside. We had crabs and oysters. And I had all of my family here. Man, it was a beautiful sight. We got the bricks in the playoffs now. We got the bricks beat off of us by them Green Bay Packers. And that hurt my damn feelings, man. I felt so bad. I'm out there hosting, and everybody out there hated the Cowboys. I ain't had no Cowboy fans out there now. Everybody who was out there hated my Cowboys, including my stepfather, Elmo Patterson Jr. He had a front row seat, and he is the number one Cowboy hater. When I tell you, this man called me every time we lose. Love him to death. He calls me every time we lose. If he ain't calling me, he'll send a text. It'd be so funny, man. And sometimes, I don't answer the phone when the Cowboys playing, or even after wins, I don't answer the phone sometimes. But this dude, hey man, this dude just trips me out, man, how he mess with me sometimes. But it's all good. But anyway, man, that's the game, man, where we got the bricks beat off us, man. And I ain't felt the same, I don't have nobody over no more. The 2 times I've had people over and I had the TV outside by the pit, we got the bricks beat off us. So I don't do it no more. I don't invite nobody over when the Cowboys on. I watch the game by my damn self. Especially if you know, if you ain't no Cowboy fan, that's that Cowboy mojo they be putting on me. Right? That's what that is. But yeah, man. Let me find my video, man. I'm gonna find a video. I'm gonna tell y'all though, as far as the Michael Parsons thing, I don't know if I can bring it. I don't think I can bring it up on the screen. Let me see if I can pull it up. No, I ain't gonna be able to pull it up. But I made a video, man, in the start of the season, how I wanted to trade Michael Parsons for 2 first-round picks, and I did that because I figured that we wasn't going anywhere this year, and I figured that to go ahead and just do a rebuild, right? But Jerry did, in a sense, he did something similar to what I wanted to do, but what we got was a first-round pick along with our pick, and we got a player, Kenny, what's his name? It's not Walker, but the defensive tackle for Green Bay, Kenny Clark. We got Kenny Clark, so I'll take that. So we got 2 first-round picks, and on top of that, he did something else. He flipped that and went and got the best defensive tackle in the league, Quentin Williams, and we still got our first-round pick. So I'm super proud of what Jerry did with that. We give him hell sometimes when he's a badass GM. He's terrible at certain things. But what he did this season, let's talk about what he did. He signed Javonte Williams at running back. Went and got George Pickens. Went and got Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark. Now that's some Howie Roseman shit right there. Let's keep it a buck now. Are we gonna beat Jerry up? Let's give this man some credit. That's some Howie Roseman stuff this man just did. But all those players I just called out, bro, that's something the Eagles would do. And he hit damn near on every one of them. Now it's really only an 8-point lead. Am I right on that? There's plenty of time. There's plenty of time for you Green Bay Packers. All right, man. It's 7:30. It's 7:30, fellas, and I've been streaming since what, 6 o'clock? It's an hour and 30 minutes. I'm doing all right. I think it's time for you to go ahead and crack that bottle. Cowboys play the Vikings at 8:15. I am calling it out. Cowboys will have 3 turnovers. Logan Wilson will have an interception. Deron Bland will have an interception. And we will get a sack fumble. Y'all heard it from me first. Cowboys win 34-23. And I'm calling it out. Y'all come back and y'all call me Gen X Notre Dame. But I think that's what we're going to do tonight. I think we're going to win the game. We're at home. I think the guys, the crowd is going to be loud. We got to have it. If we talking about going to the playoffs, and we still, if we win all 4 games, we still need help, mind you. But if we don't do anything tonight, it's over. It's over. I'm going to go in straight draft. Right now, I'm already 50% in with the draft, right? I'm almost in draft mode as it is right now. But if we lose tonight, I'm going to be 90% in. Well, really 100 because it's a wrap. So we can't lose. There's no reason. We cannot lose. We shouldn't have lost last week. But again, we beat ourselves. Cameron says we lost. Green Bay lost. All right. It's a step in the right direction. So Denver 11 in a row. Sean Payton won 11 games in a row. That's hard to do in the NFL, man. That's hard to do in the NFL. 11 games in a row, man. That's super hard. And I want to see them boys gonna shake something in the playoffs. Cause with Bo Nix look decent, bro. I know a lot of people eating their words about Bo Nix. When he came in the league as a rookie, people were talking bad about him, how he wasn't gonna be all that. He's a backup quarterback. Bo Nix looked like a great quarterback. All right, he ain't Peyton Manning by any means, but he looks competitive. He's accurate. He's a gamer. Bo Nix like the real deal, man. But it's also go with coaching too. The man got Sean Payton as a head coach. Y'all know who Sean Payton's other quarterback was? It's a fella named Drew Brees. Drew Brees and Sean Payton won a Super Bowl together. See, sometimes it just be the coach. You can be a good player, but with the right coaching, you become great. You become competitive. But Sean Payton, one thing I can say about him that I really love, he's a disciplinarian too. He's the closest thing to Parcells there is. He's the good part, and the Parcells was kind of like overbearing. He was over too much. Sometimes Parcells like old school coaching, right? These young players today couldn't handle Bill Parcells. I think Sean Payton is a mixture of Bill Parcells and today's coaching. I think he's a great combination of that. Oh man, Bo Nix hurt? Wait a minute. Cameron said Bo Nix is hurt. Oh man, that's terrible if that's the case. Uh-oh. I'm behind you, man. I don't see. He must have. He must. I hope it ain't serious. I hope it. Is he limping? Let's see. It's 3rd and 4 where I'm at. So I'm more than 7 seconds behind you, fam. Cause he walking off now. Cause he don't like he hurt. So I'm a good bit behind you. I got my water here. Yes, sir. All right. My man, I'll be right back. Okay. Just before commercial, he walked off holding his back. Oh, man. Man, that I'm looking at the Rams game. It's 41-34. Rams up with 13 seconds left. And Detroit has the ball. Oh, but it's on their side of the field. So basically, it's going to be a Hail Mary. 13 seconds left. Man, that was a good game. 41-34. Four seconds, 3 seconds, 2. Oh, that's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Time runs out. They had the ball up within the 40-yard line, but they ain't got back there in time enough. Be right back, family. It's showing how he got hurt. Knee down. Touch. Nah. That ain't no fumble. Hold up. All right, family, I'm back. Okay. Cameron said he was limping. He fractured his back last year. Ooh, Lord. Well, I'm going to tell you something about them back injuries. I'm always skeptical if you're an NFL player and you got back issues, because that ain't going away, family. That ain't going, especially playing in the NFL. You're going to get hits. That ain't never going away. I didn't realize he fractured his back last year. Family, I'm going to crack this bottle here. Now, I don't know if I could do this on YouTube. I'm fit to see, cause I'm fit to crack this bottle, fam. Yes, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and crack this bottle, fam. Now, my man Teflon Breed turned me on to this crown, and we gonna go ahead and crack the bottle. Cowboys on in about, 30 minutes? Cheers, my man. Cheers. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now the party can get started, baby. Let's go. Now, if Green Bay has lost. The Rams defeat the Lions 41-34. Green Bay has lost, right? 34-26. So pretty much everybody done played today. Let me go ahead and switch it all. So is Chicago the real deal now? Wait a minute. My man Cameron says, I have severe scoliosis, so I know all about bad backs. It ruined my life. Man, I'm sorry to hear that, family. Sorry to hear that, bro. Yeah, I hope you them backs, man. I remember, man, I was working at Home Depot. I can tell this story now. And I remember, man, I was on a forklift. And one of my partners was driving. He was actually parked. And I was on one of them stand-up forklifts. And when you drive those stand-up forklifts, you used to go, if you go forward, you used to move the lever. And to stop it, you would push back the other way, and it would slow the forklift down. So I'm going full speed toward my homeboys who already parked on his forklift. He's on his forklift, and I'm going full speed. So I pushed it back to slow it down, and it didn't slow down. Man, I jumped off. Panic basically, jumped off, and the forklift ran me, hit me right in my back, slammed me between his forklift and my forklift, slammed me. I went into the transfer. Back then we was unloading trucks. I went into the truck, man, and just fell out, man. It was tough, man. Teflon said, did I read your Mike McCarthy message? Let's see. He hired Mike McCarthy because of his connect. You talking about that one? Is that Mike McCarthy and a rod whooped his ass? Yeah, I read that one. Oh, yeah. I read that one. Yo, Mike McCarthy used to beat her ass. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, man. I'm on that Crown now, family. That Crown got me going now, man. Now, watch my Bulldog, and I tell you, I'm a diehard Georgia Bulldog. I ain't regular. Or the next one. Hold up. This one. You ain't talking about that one, are you, bro? The next one. Let's see. I got he hired Matt McCarthy. Bo Nix is hurt. Just before commercial, he walked down. I don't see it, family. You want to post it again? I want to hear, did you shoot your shot at that nurse, bro? That's what I want to hear. The one about his wife. Hold up, man. Nah, man, I missed the one about his wife, bro. I also missed this one here about the nurse. It says, I asked her for a phone and nominated her for Nurse of the Year, and man, her face was blushing. Man, get her, bro. Now, I didn't read the one about his wife. I can't find it, man. The one I see the one here says he hired Mike McCarthy because his connect. Jerry Jones is that Mike McCarthy and a rod whooped his ass. So Jones said, I got that one. And then after that one, after this one, it says, nah, we lost. And then we going talking about Bo Nix. So I don't see anything about what she leaves at 11. That's when I'm saying something. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about that. Yeah. All right, let me tell you. Let me give you some game now. Just above Bo Nix is hurt. So the only thing I got after that is now we lost. Just after Bo Nix was hurt, see right here is Bo Nix is hurt. The one above that says now we lost. So I don't see the comment about his wife. So you're gonna have to either post it again. But yeah, man. Oh girl, leave it at 11, eh? Man, shoot your shot though, fam. If you can get them smiling, you can get them blushing, you can get them laughing. You open up their soul. All right, we're gonna change up. We're gonna change up a little bit, man. 7:49. You're gonna see what these Cowboys doing. 8:15. Cowboys is live and smoking. Brian Flores ain't no slouch, dude. I'm gonna tell you that right now. He is no slouch. I wanted Brian Flores as my head coach before we got Schottenheimer. I think the man is I think he can judge talent. He's a great leader of men. So I'm a little worried about Brian Flores and what he can do to Dak. That's why it's very important that we get a run game going. I don't want this to all be on Dak. If it's all on Dak, we're going to be in trouble because Flores knows how to play. He knows how to blitz. He's a great defensive coordinator. So we need the run to help Dak, to live off that play action. I think what Schottenheimer has done this year is he's gotten Dak out of that shotgun 80% of the time. Dak is under center. Hey man, you sure that ain't up there? I'm gonna go ahead and put your comment up here though, just for laughs and giggles. So Mike McCarthy's wife must love him because he always gets it up and wins, but he never gets it off in bed. He's never. No, I just put that up for giggles, bro. Crazy, bro. But yeah, man. You got me off what I was saying now, man. You tripping, man. Hey, real talk though, man. Brian Flores, that's what I was talking about. Brian Flores is a great defensive coordinator, and I think if we depend on Dak in this game to throw the ball all over the field, we're going to be in trouble. So to me, the most important part of this game is Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams having at least 80 yards, at least 20 touches. You know, we got to compliment the pass. We can't just be, I don't want it to be 70% pass, 30% run. It needs to be 60-40, 50-50. That's how you beat Brian Flores. That's how you beat his defenses. He always has good defenses. And this ain't no joke this year either. So hopefully Schottenheimer has that game plan. He's not going to depend on throwing the ball all around the field. Now, George Pickens, we haven't talked about that today. George Pickens had a bad game last week. And a lot of people gave him all kind of flack for it. You know, you got people who are waiting for this young man to break. They're all the things that you've heard in Pittsburgh about George Pickens and all the things that he did in Pittsburgh. They're waiting for him to crack. They're waiting. But you know what? I'm going to say this about George Pickens, man. And y'all hear me when I say this. I'm dead serious when I say this, man. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let y'all hear this. When I say this about George Pickens, I'm a Georgia Bulldog. I'm a Georgia Bulldog through and through. Let me tell you a little bit about George Pickens, man. The day that you doubt him, if you look at the history, when people talk shit about him, the next game, he act a fool. He act a fool. But I don't want us to do that this game. I want us to focus on Javonte Williams, but George Pickens gonna eat this game. Mark my words now. Every time, even in Pittsburgh, go look back at Pittsburgh when he had those bad games, when they doubted him, when they said he gave half efforts. Go look at those games. The next game, how George Pickens will act. See, he thrives on when you trying to knock him. Uh-oh. Cameron got some huge news. Hey, huge news. Talk to me, family. What you got? George Pickens thrives on when somebody continues to doubt and think he's this person that he's not. They make George Pickens out to be a monster. Man, they ain't never had a quarterback in Pittsburgh, ever. Whatever quarterbacks he had, he made them. So when he get a decent quarterback, a better quarterback, a good quarterback like Dak Prescott, you see the best of George Pickens. And no, nothing against Mike Tomlin, the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, but you know, look what that cat did, Antonio Holmes did when he was in Pittsburgh. And sometimes I think Tomlin let people get away. Man, you lying, bro. You lying, bro. Huge news, guys. Huge news. Coming from my homeboy Cameron K, 1356. Says most likely Michael Parsons tore his ACL. Whoa. Whoa. That would be huge news. I hope it ain't, man. I hope this brother didn't do that, man. Man, I hope this ain't that's not true. No, man. I'm gonna take a drink on that one, man. We gonna pray for that brother, man. We gonna pray for him, man. Oh man, so did Mahomes. Man, so Mahomes tore ACL. That looked like his ACL was torn. When I saw that replay of that play, I said, "Oh man." But Michael Parsons, man, don't. If that's the case, that is going to be a huge hit for the Green Bay Packers. I'm talking about huge, bro. Let me put that up again. Most likely, Michael Parsons tore his ACL. It's early. We don't know. Let me go around the league and see if I can find anything on that, man. Man, that's gonna be huge, man. If that's the case, that is gonna be huge, man. Let me see if I can find anything on here about that. That is gonna be huge if that's the case, bro. Let me give you guys a look. See if I can bring this up here. All right, let me see if I can. All right, I'm gonna turn this thing down here. See if we can hear this.
Not what you like to see. So you see in this situation, it's going to be Mike Parsons. So first let's shut up play. First down and 10, late in the third quarter here. At first, it seems like a total non-consequential play. You see that Bonix just flip the ball to the halfback. However, looking over at this angle, this will show really what happens with Mike Parsons. You're going to see that he, it's left leg right here when he steps. Something happens, kind of maybe Bonix a little bit of a movement, causes Parsons to step maybe slightly funny.
Man.
It's a non-contact injury. We all heard it before. We've heard it because it's true. Non-contact injuries are often the scariest. So hopefully everything's okay with Mike Parsons. We will learn more information as things come out. But as of right now, this is what we know, and this was the play.
Look how his head goes back. When his head goes back.
Mike Parsons just left today's game with a non-contact left knee injury. In this video, we're going to talk about why. I am very concerned about what this is. And one specific thing we see on his left leg tells us everything we need to know about this injury. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dr. Brian Suter, and the goal of this channel is to teach you more about the medical side of the sports world. So let's talk about Mike Parsons here. Very unfortunate injury. This is not good. I will be shocked if this is anything other than what we'll eventually get to. But I want you to, I'm going to describe what I see here, describe the position mechanism. You try and think if you agree with me. Maybe you've seen my ex-post already. But this is the position that really sets the stage for all of this. This is, of course, Parsons' left knee that we're dealing with.
Cameron says, this per sources.
We see his trunk leaning over the injured side. We see.
Hold up, Doc. My man Cameron K says, per sources from NBC, the doctors told them most likely an ACL tear. Man, that's horrible. That is horrible. Let's hear from the doc, man.
pointed a little bit outwards. We see him landing on a relatively straight left leg. That knee is relatively straight. It's not particularly bent.
Man,
and as we continue to go through this, we see him land. That ground reaction force is coming up into his knee. And then this little transition that we see right here, we see that knee ever so slightly dip inward. So right from this frame, foot goes down, knee dips ever so slightly inward, along with the rotational component of the knee. As he continues to come through here, then eventually his body weight carries him forward. And I want you to pay attention to what we see in his calf. Right there. You see that little shift backwards. It's almost like a little pop. Let me zoom in a little bit more so you can see that more.
I see that pop. You see that pop?
What we're seeing here, right? So this position, up into that position, where that tibia, what we're seeing there is that tibia translating backwards. Remember, the ACL's job is to keep the shin, the tibia, from moving forward relative to the femur. I would be shocked if this is not an ACL tear. Like whenever you see that plant, the shift, the pop back, this is an ACL tear until proven otherwise. In fact, what we're seeing here happening is in that position, the ACL is deficient. And so what you're observing is that the shin is forward, the tibia is forward. Then when the foot comes off the ground, you see it suddenly release backwards from it popping back into its neutral position.
All right, guys. It's basically it's not confirmed, but it looks like Michael Parsons has a torn ACL, man, and he will be out for the season. And man, I hate that, bro. I hate that so much, right? You know, I pull for these young players. I don't care if they're a young player, brother that's in the NFL, that's doing, you know, providing for their families, man. I pull for those brothers. Even though we're not on the same team, I want everybody to do well for their family. I don't want nobody to get hurt. And this man looks like he is out for the season. Michael Parsons with that torn ACL. My God, that's terrible. That's terrible, man. Especially when he started to focus on nothing but football. He, you know, my friend Cameron K1356, you know, he told me tonight that The Edge, which is a Michael Parsons podcast, he stopped doing that this season and focused on football, strictly football, right? So this man is growing up, you know, doing the things he needs to do to focus and be better all around. And this happens. Man, sometimes, man, the NFL, it pisses me off. It pisses me off, right? Because these ACL injuries, think about it, man. Think around the league how many ACLs throughout time. It's a year's time that you got to recover from that. Now, who knows what Michael Parsons is going to be after this? Because with ACLs, it takes a year for you to come back from that. And sometimes you don't be the same. And I'm hoping that he's the kind of guy, he's a hard worker. He's a guy who, he always going 100 in the game, practice or whatever. So I know he's going to work and get his way back. But I hate that, man. I hate these ACLs, man. And one thing about the NFL, you can stop players from getting these heavy, bad concussions. They got the big helmets. A guy from what's his name, Dobbs from Green Bay. He wears the big helmet where he don't, if you're getting a lot of concussions, you can wear that big helmet, and that helps with concussions, right? But the NFL can't do nothing about these ACL tears. They can't do nothing about it, man. These players been suffering from ACL tears for years, and there's nothing that they can do about it. Nothing. And to see Michael Parsons go down, it's terrible, man. They've done things with the field. They've tried to do all kinds of things with these ACL. There's nothing they can do about it. Nothing. And I hate to see players who go down with injuries in the NFL. And I know that's part of the game. I get it. That's part of the game. That's part of the game. And I hate that it's part of the game. I hate that we got to watch that. We can't see the greatness of a person who's in his prime. Say what you want about Michael Parsons. Dude was in his prime. I don't want to see him get injured. I don't give a damn if he's not on the Cowboys. I don't want to see this man get injured. I want to talk about Michael Parsons every week. I want to see what he's doing every week. Now that's been taken away from me, man. That's been taken away from me, man. That's sad. My man Cameron says Dobbs wears the Guardian cap. Also remember, Adrian Peterson tore his knee and came back like a monster. I'm hoping Michael Parsons can do the same thing, man. I really am. Even though he's on Green Bay, I want this man to come back. I want him to be one of those cases where people come back from an ACL and he's a monster, like you said Adrian Peterson was. Adrian Peterson is another dude, though. This dude, you talking about country? Let me tell you something, man. That dude, that's another human being. He ain't human, if you ask me. Adrian Peterson was a monster, period. If anybody gonna come back, it would have been him. But Michael Parsons is a hard worker, so I guarantee you he gonna come back with a vengeance. He gonna put it in. I just hope, man. I just hate these ACLs, man. It takes away from the game, man. It takes away from these guys who've been working all their lives and to build something, man, and then they get these ACL tears, and it's a long injury that's going to take a while to come back. You just can't come back from an ACL, right? You can't just come back from an ACL. It takes around at least 6 to sometimes 12 months to come back from an ACL. And then when you come back, you don't really know. Like, say, for instance, he come back next year. It's going to take him 5 to 6 games for him to trust his knee. Because you got to trust it. Man, I hate that, bro. I believe that's what's wrong with Trevon Diggs, to be honest with you. I don't think Trevon Diggs ever came back from the first one. He had 2. Trevon Diggs had 2 ACLs. And I don't think he's ever going to be the same player. Now, let's pray that Michael Parsons comes back hard, man. I hate this, bro. I'm serious, man. I hate this, bro. Look at Mahomes. Mahomes went down with an ACL today. I hate it, man. I hate it, man. I'm gonna compare this to the NBA, right? Kobe had an ACL at the end. But imagine if Jordan, if Magic, if Bird suffered those serious injuries in their career. Would they have been who they are? Iconic players. Because they didn't suffer those type of injuries. But now in the NFL, man, it's like you gotta cross your fingers, man, that your favorite player, the player on your team doesn't get an ACL tear. Because I guarantee that's the number one injury in the NFL that people dread. They'll handle anything else. Back injuries are tough too. But they'll handle anything else. The ACL is them the ones, man. Cameron 1356 says Teddy Bridgewater tore his knee up to the point they said he'd have a limp the rest of his life. He came back in 18 months. That's awesome. Teddy Bridgewater is he's always been a decent player in my opinion. And who was that? Oh, Devon Adams. They said Devon. Oh no, I don't know if he got a ACL today. But yeah, Terry. I always was a Terry Bridgewater fan. I always thought the Cowboys should have hired him as a backup to Dak years ago, right? So Terry Bridgewater is a gamer, man. He's a gamer. But it's good to know that there are players that have suffered these injuries and they came back and they were fine. Teddy Bridgewater played, I mean, how many years in the NFL? He's been in the NFL for a long, long time. So that's great that you have these great cases that people have come back and really contribute to the team. And it didn't really, stop their career. I have no doubt Michael Parsons is going to come back from this. I do. I'm talking like I'm a Green Bay Packer fan, but I'm a fan of greatness, right? I have my issues with Parsons with the podcast, but I'm a fan of greatness. I don't want to beat anybody up. I think he's a fantastic Hall of Fame kind of potential. He was that when he was with the Cowboys. And I just wanted him to focus more on that, but this is terrible, man. It's terrible news today. Two of the most iconic players in the NFL went down with ACLs. And we don't know for sure that it's ACL, from all the reports, from everything that we're looking at, from hearing, seeing, it's looking like it's ACL, man. So the Cowboys don't even look at it in the wild card at all. I'm looking right here now at the board. There ain't even much a playoff probability right now. They ain't even got us on the screen. There it is. Dallas 6-6-1. We got a shot still. Man, we need tonight, man. We need tonight. We got this probably this much of a shot to get in the playoffs. And if we lose, it's a wrap. We got this much of a shot right now. Even if we win the next 4 games. That's crazy. Players to watch tonight for the Vikings. I want to say this. Aaron Jones, every time he plays the Cowboys, this man goes off. He's only averaging 63 yards a game, 66 yards a game this season. But when he played the Cowboys, when he was with Green Bay, this man used to tear us apart. I know he had a 200-yard game on us one time. It's almost like he just see those stars and just go crazy. So hopefully he won't do that tonight. But keep that in mind. Aaron Jones is different when he plays us. So let's keep that in mind. And he's playing tonight. I need Quentin Williams. I need Quentin Williams to step up. I really do. I need him to step up because last game, I didn't hear from him. I need to hear from you, big guy. Quentin Williams, Osa Adigawusu, and Kenny Clark. Make your presence feel. Make your presence known in this game. Clowney, pass rush. We need some pass rush, man. I need our $92 million cornerback to play better than average. We can't depend on Diggs. Diggs is gone. Diggs is out. Diggs is done for the season, if you ask me. They ain't letting him back in here. They ain't giving him another shot. I don't know what's going on. It all gonna come out in the end. But we might well just completely forget about Diggs. Siobhan Rivera, we got to depend on you. I don't even know if it's Kalen Carson playing this game. If he is, we got to depend on you. We got to get it from you, man. Get it from the mud, man. I need us to play a complete game. Don't beat ourselves in the first half like we've been doing for the past, 4 or 5 games. I know we won a few of those games, but we still exerting all this extra energy because we're beating ourselves in the first halves of games. I want you to play a complete game. I want Shotty to show me as a head coach, your team can play a complete game from the start to the finish. No undisciplined play, no penalties. I mean, not 0 penalties. I'm talking about don't go crazy with the penalties. We've been playing undisciplined football in the first half. I just need you to play better disciplined football in the first half. If we do that, I don't think nobody can beat us if we don't beat ourselves. With Dak Prescott and his offense, with George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, Fergus active today, Devontae Williams. The number one concern I have tonight, is our offensive line breaking down. Our offensive line, because Tyler Guyton is out. So we got to depend on Thomas in that. That's the thing. We got to depend on Nate Thomas tonight. And Flores knows that. I don't know if you guys saw what Nate Thomas did last week. I can remind you absolutely nothing. Now, I'm hoping that's an anomaly. I'm hoping he just had a bad game last week. Because there was a lot of folks pulling for Nate Thomas to take over Guyton. But from what I saw last week, he ain't nowhere near close to Guyton. And that's something to say, because Guyton ain't all that. Let's just hope he had a bad game. And in this game, he's going to show us who he really is. Oh, my stream is buffing. I appreciate that, man. Okay. Let me see what I can do with that, man. I appreciate that, family. Hopefully that fixes it. Is it still doing it? How about now, Cameron? What is it doing now? Is it working? I can't tell because it look like it's good on my end. Everything look fine on my end, family. What I may do, man, I'm going to go ahead and watch the game, and I'm going to get back on here later on tonight. Man, I appreciate you, man, for coming through. My man, Cameron K. 1356, thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate you following up with me, family. Man, get better, fam. Get better. I'm going to check back on you in a minute, man. I'm going to go watch the game and see what we do, man. I'm going to be back. I'm going to be back probably halftime. I'll come back on here halftime, fix the screen. Been on here for a minute, for about a couple of hours, actually. And I'm going to see what's happening with it, man. But anyway, man, I'll see you at halftime, man. Shoot your shot at old girl, man. Shoot your shot. And let me know what happened. I see you, man, at halftime.